I don't know what I just said.
Next, we're going to move to short head.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we moved a long head, just precision glides. Now we're going to move to short head. Okay, short head is underneath long head. So we're going to create slack by bending the knee. I'm going to find the tendon of long head. I'm going to go lateral to it and in. Okay. Now, the problem this morning that came up was pressure. So it doesn't look like I'm using a lot of pressure, but I am. We're definitely in the body. That's short head right there. If I wanted to feel that I'm in the right place, what's something our lateral hamstrings do that's different than our medial hamstrings? I've already got him in knee flexion. I could have him laterally rotate, turn his foot towards me, and it fires right there, okay? And relax back. So I know I'm on it, but this is a really short muscle. Just so if you guys want to see it, here is long head of bicep here. That little muscle peeking out right there, that's short head. If we go here, they've cut long head, there's short head underneath, okay?
there.
So I'm going underneath long head to get to short head. Now, you can try to glide here. You can go in here in that deep level and try to glide. It's tough. What I have found works better is once you've moved on that tendon, you've found the depth you like, I just press and drop the leg down. It's kind of like a glide, okay?
And stay there till it.
Yes, it's just the movement's gonna do the work for you. Then I'll move up. So you might find that you come down, all right, and then you come back up, and now it's softer, so I can do a little bit more pressure, and then we go down again, all right, and back up. I can add knee rotation to that. I can come down and rotate the knee immediately to give a little bit more length there because it's a lateral rotator, right? So you can do a little bit of play there. You could just go in and do straight compressions. A little bit of friction. Gliding is just very tough at this level, and it's a very short muscle, okay? So it's like the second you start to glide, you've already gone past the muscle. So try it if you want, but I find that works a lot better. So we're gonna do long head, then we're gonna do short head, okay? From there, we're gonna move to our medial hamstrings, which literally stack one on top of the other. They sit like a couple of pancakes, all right? So we don't need to necessarily move to differentiate them. We just need to go deeper to get semimembranosus. In addition, it's not going to be very advantageous for you to treat from the same side. It's not going to feel good to your body. So you always want to work cross body or get on the table. So I'll show you both. I don't want to block your view, so I'll just move to this thigh. I could go cross body, right? Again, if I want to make sure I'm on the muscles, I could have him flex the leg. So he's going to bring the leg up, and then boom, there's hamstrings, and come back down. So I'm on medial hamstrings. And I can glide, it's a straight shot up to the ischial tuberosity. I can glide from here, okay? This is a little bit, I'm getting a little bit of twisting in my body, but this is very doable. My second option is just to join him on the table right here. And this is like the easiest way to do it.
Oh.
You just come up from the body.
I can do it?
Yeah, well, now it depends on where you work. Hand and stone, they don't let you get on the table. You're not allowed to.
Your client.
What's that?
And your client's gotta be okay with it.
Yeah,
You gotta
in
ask.
general, they need to be okay, but
So ask them.
hand and stone, you won't be able to. By rule, you can't work. I think it's abdominal wall. You can't work on the table. I don't think you can do adductor work. I don't know for
You
sure.
have to have at least 1 foot on the ground at all times.
Forget about that.
Oh, interesting.
Isn't it?
Uh-huh.
They're more small. You know, they're not doing stuff like this.
Just do it at your house.
Okay, so we'll glide all the way up to the ischium. Now, if we want to work a little bit deeper, right, all we do is just get a slightly deeper angle of pressure. So we go into that next level. So my fingertips
wait
are...
1 second. If they say edge, do we just lay in there until it's ready to go back to the work?
Great question. You have that option. You can stop and do a compression. Today, what I want you to do, and also professionally, you have that option, is just to lighten up a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, because if you're doing a glide, just commit to that glide.
We don't
But
want to go too deep today, or we do?
with a glide, you don't want to glide at edge.
Okay.
Because edge is already so much that any movement with it is going to be too much.
Okay.
So edge is something we use with compression.
Okay.
This we want it to be like, that's deep, it's effective, it feels good. It feels like you're getting to something that needs to be worked. That's the
Okay.
feeling you want, but they're relaxed, they're breathing. It's kind of like a stretch. Think about like, if you're going into like a forward fold and you want to add different movements, once you get to the end of that forward fold, you don't want to do anything else, right? You just want to hold that stretch and wait.
Okay.
Same idea. Compressions, when we do compressions in a minute, they will be edge-based.
Okay.
You don't want to do
Because
much
he's
else.
not saying anything, and it looks like going very deep, so I
Yeah.
just wanted to know.
That's
Yeah.
it.
So that's an edge. That would be an example of an edge. So
Okay,
now I
Okay,
would
then
just
you can talk, Asher.
back out of it and then work from there. Okay? That's how I want you to treat it today. If you're doing a glide, do a glide. So if it's edge, pull out a little bit. So it needs to be pleasantly deep. Okay? Everybody's edge is going to be a little bit different. Now, one thing I do recommend, sometimes if you get to an edge, what I might do is just say, all right, take a deep breath right here. And once they start breathing, it's like, oh, it's actually okay right
Okay.
there. Their first response was just to fight you. But then once they relax, you can keep gliding at that level.
Okay.
So you can try that too, instead of pulling your pressure out.
I had a question, like when I've sort of wondered as I massage people who have really big knots, and the knot like moves around. When you're trying to do, should you do edge on those things? And when you're finding the edge, how do you sort of like work that whole thingy?
So again, it's a hard question to answer because we don't know that that knot needs work at all. Remember, you go back to the first lecture, you got somebody with rounded shoulders that has knots in their back. You can press on those all day and they're not going to go away. It's not the right tissue. Right, those muscles are knotted because they're under eccentric load, they're over lengthened. You need to be working the chest and the ribs. That's where they're going to get the most relief. Once you do that and they start adding some movement, those stuff, that stuff's not going to go away overnight. It didn't appear overnight. It's going to take sessions of work. It's going to take homework, strengthening exercises, and they can get to a place where, like if you ever work on a really healthy body with really healthy tissue, you think that came overnight? That's like a lifetime of commitment to have healthy tissue. Like, same thing with poor tissue. Poor tissue is going to take time to get better.
How about if it's stress balls?
What about stress balls?
Like if you feel that it's.
And I want to field this question, then I want to get back to the work because we're getting too far.
Like, mostly in this area, I had 2 clients the other day